Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Imagine going on a dream vacation with your child, and 12 hours later, after arriving, you're notified that your child is dead. That's what happened to the parents of Denari McAlmont in the Bahamas. Yeah, the Bahamas. Family, the Bahamas ain't all cool like it used to be. Remember Bahamas? Vacation Bahamas, cocktails and drinks and water and beachy and all. Hey man, the beachy ain't peachy like it used to be. I've been hearing about a lot of murder in the Bahamas. Murdered U.S. citizens. This family is from Maryland, and they went to the Bahamas, to Paradise Island to be exact, Nassau, to have a good time, to enjoy themselves, take a break, take the load off. And this happens to them. Now there's all types of suspicion as to what happened. The parents are suspecting foul play, but the authorities in the Bahamas have not ruled the case as a murder yet. Right now, it's just a death investigation. The parents say that they suspect foul play because their son's face was bruised and battered. They found him on Paradise Island, and I don't know if he was floating in the water or he was on the shore or whatever, but they found him in close proximity to a body of water. This raised my suspicion because the Bahamas has always been one of those places, for the most part, over the years, that a lot of people in the U.S. like to go to. It's one of the first destinations that people choose outside of the U.S. And it's becoming increasingly dangerous to go to the Bahamas, especially for passport brothers. The U.S., the State Department, has issued a level 2 travel advisory for the Bahamas, as well as Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. I just visited Turks and Caicos, and I had a blast. And I do not understand why it's on the list, because I felt pretty safe there. I didn't think it was a dangerous place. In fact, I think I felt safer there than I felt in the U.S. I don't know why every time there's a murder abroad that people in the U.S. start panicking and be like, see, that's why I don't go nowhere. We need to stop going to these places, spending our money, and we ended up getting killed. Stop going abroad. There's probably 1 million times more U.S. citizens who are killed in the U.S. than are killed abroad. Actually, getting out of the U.S. is actually safer for most U.S. citizens. It's actually safer to leave the country. This is a very dangerous place. Have y'all been looking at the statistics? Did y'all see the body count in every major city in the United States? Even the cities that are not so major, the body count is up there. We be killing. Y'all remember that film where Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle was in? I think it's Nutty Professor, where Dave Chappelle was clowning around and he said, women be shopping. Americans be killing. We be killing. We be doing some killing, man. This nation is a killing machine. And most of the people that we kill are U.S. citizens. This is why I don't be panicking and stuff every time something happens, a foreign citizen kills somebody in the U.S. or whatever, or even if they kill somebody that's, a neighboring country, if they do some type of killing over, I don't be tripping on that, because U.S. citizens kill more U.S. citizens than anybody. the U.S. is a extremely dangerous place to live. And the only reason why most people will not leave is because they don't have the means or because they're rooted in America. This is where all family and friends and all of that is. And so that's the only thing that's keeping them in America. It ain't because America is such a great country. America is a dangerous country. Yeah, you can prosper, you can get ahead financially here. There's a lot of opportunity to advance financially, but that's not going to stop you from having to put up a big old gate around your house. You're still going to have to get those that security alarm. You got to have alarms on your cars. You got to lock your doors. You can't leave windows open. You can't walk at night by yourself. Hell, you can't walk in the daytime by yourself anywhere. I mean, Americans are on guard for real. So I think the reason why we trip out when we see people die outside of the U.S. is because we're not used to seeing that in other countries. Say, we get to see from a distance what it looks like in other countries, and we go like, look at them, shame, shame, shame. But right here in America, this is where all the killing is, man. There's way more killing going on here. And some of these other countries, they might be a bit more brutal the way that they do it, as far as like making mutilation a norm, but people get mutilated here too. It's just not the norm. That dude absolutely was murdered. Somebody killed him. There's all types of speculation out there. Some people speculate that maybe he was trying to buy drugs, which happens a lot of times. He was 23 years old, so a lot of times young people out there, they're trying to get their hands on drugs and things, but I don't see him stopping to try to go buy drugs when he was supposed to be going to get a coat and come right back to join his family for dinner. I don't see that happening. So it seems like somebody intercepted him between his hotel room and where his parents were posted up for dinner. I personally don't think they're going to get to the bottom of it, because when a U.S. citizen is murdered on foreign grounds, typically they do not have the same type of resilience, or should I say, they're not as zealous to go after the people who did it. Sometimes that jealousy kick in and people look at them like, well, they're just U.S. citizens, like maybe they deserved it. You dig what I'm saying? Or sometimes people are just indifferent and they don't care about it. There's a countless of people that have been killed in foreign countries, countless U.S. citizens who have been killed in foreign countries, and there have been no justice for them. So justice for U.S. citizens in foreign land is not a priority. I'm going by what I see. It's not a priority. This is why it is imperative that you know what you're doing when you go to these other countries. It's always a good idea to never travel alone. Never move alone. Always move in packs. If you stay together, you'll probably be able to return to your home destination together. But that splitting up and taking off with strangers, and because people are trained, some people are just trained to look nice, to talk nice, to appear to be very nice and friendly, right? And by you being out in a foreign country, especially if you got a little something in your system and somebody being extra friendly, you can get caught off guard like that very easily. So it's important to travel in packs. If you're gonna go over there, travel in packs. Stay on the resorts. All of that venturing off and shit, man, you better try to stay close to where the foreigners are. Stay close to wherever that the tourists gather, that's where you need to be. If you want to go see this mountain over here and ain't nobody over there, you know, what's over there? What's that? I'm finna go over there and see. That looks beautiful. You might not return because there are people who are looking to take advantage of tourists. They know you're wide-eyed and, you know, bushy-tailed. They know you just out there just, kind of like when people go to New York. You can always tell tourists in New York because as they're walking, they're doing this. They're just looking at the building, just looking at the lights. They just be in awe like, let me tell you how you look at buildings in the U.S. and in New York if you're not from New York or if you're just visiting. The way you look at buildings in New York is you look ahead. You don't go get up on the building and go. You try to look a block, at least a block away. Try to look at it from like a block away. That way it don't look like you're going like this. But you're moving and you're seeing it like that. You watch, just a little small, little, a tip, for your novices, But anyway, fam, what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.